Hi everyone, and welcome to Yoga by Now Jess. I'm Jess. Today's class is focused all around the core. So we're going to build some strength, we might get a little bit sweaty, and then at the end we're going to stretch it all out. So it should be fun, I hope you enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. Bring the toes together, the knees out a little bit wide, sit the bum back on the feet and start to lean forward, stretching the arms out in front, lowering the forehead onto the mat. Take a few breaths to land into your practice today. Enjoying a few moments of stillness. Knowing that you've got nowhere else you need to be and nothing else you need to be doing. Just focusing on yourself, focusing on this time for the next little while. Just starting to deepen the breath a little bit, trying to make the inhales and the exhales the same length. Beautiful. And with your next inhale, start to roll up. We're going to come to a tabletop position, move through a few cat-cows just to warm up the spine. Inhale as you open the chest, drop the belly. Exhale as you round the spine, tuck the chin and the tailbone. Using your own breath to flow through a few of those. Warming up the full length of the spine. Really opening up the collarbones and stretching the chest forward as you inhale. And really rounding through the top of the spine as you exhale. One more full round. And then coming back to neutral. Just a few gentle core warm-ups to start. So we're going to tuck the toes, activate the core, so suck the navel up towards the spine. We're going to push through the hands, just hover the knees a couple of centimeters off the mat and breathe here. Keeping the inhales and the exhales the same length. Not collapsing into the shoulders, really pushing the mat away with the hands. One more big breath in. And a big breath out, lowering the knees, sitting back onto the heels. Giving the wrists a bit of a shake. We're going to spend a little bit of time on them today. So give each one a little bit of a massage out through the heel of the hand. Excellent. Clasping the hands together, pushing the palms away from you, stretching the arms forward, pushing the space between the shoulder blades back. And then next time you inhale, taking the arms up towards the sky, reaching tall. And then exhale, bringing the arms down, rotating the wrists as you do. Excellent. Come back towards that tabletop. Just one more little wrist workout. Taking the left hand and gently walking the hands or the hand out to face the side, and do the same with the right wrist. So now the wrists are facing each other and the fingers are pointing away from each other. And just gently rock from side to side. Beautiful. Just warming up the wrists slowly, not putting too much pressure through them to start. And then bringing the right hand back to face forward, and see if you can take the left hand so the fingers are facing you, and gently place the heel of the hand back onto the mat. You can maybe sit back a little bit, stretch out through the front or through the inner forearm there. And come back to neutral and spin the hand around, and do the same with the right hand. So the fingers spin around to face you. Gently sit back. Can be quite intense, especially if you spend a lot of time working on a computer or using your hands. So just go nice and easy. And then come back and gently flip the palm so it's facing up and the tops of the hand is onto the mat. Just a gentle counter stretch, just one at a time. Beautiful. Come back to sit on the heels. Give the wrists one more shake, a little massage. Clench and open the fingers a couple of times. The wrists should be good to go. So coming back to our tabletop, back to our core, tucking the toes, activating the core, so navel heads up towards the spine. Big breath in. And as you exhale, hover the knees a couple of centimeters off the mat. Beautiful, long, steady breaths. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a little pedal out through the feet. Rock the hips from side to side. Beautiful. Find a moment of stillness here. And with the inhale, we're going to roll the spine forward, come forward to a plank. So always the option to drop the knees if that feels better, but try and find a nice strong plank, pushing the arms away, really sucking that navel in. Big breath in. And exhale, bend the knees, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, come forward back to that plank. And I want you to see if you can step the feet out to the edges of your yoga mat. See if you can stay here. So that's option one. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, see if you can reach your right arm forward. Wobbles are okay. Place it back down on the mat. Try and keep the hips steady. Take the left arm forward. And bring it back. Bring the feet back to hips width apart. Drop the knee, sit the hips back and find child's pose. You should be starting to feel warm. Take a few moments to rest here. Big breath in and a big breath out. With the next inhale, we're going to roll up through tabletop and then all the way down onto our bellies. We're going to move towards a forearm plank. So I want you to set the elbows under the shoulders. A couple of options with your hands. So you can keep the hands straight out in front of you with the palms facing down. Or if it feels a bit better, leave the elbows where they are and just bring the hands in together to clasp the hands. So set the wrists and the forearms and the elbows up, tuck the toes, and big breath in. With a strong core, you're going to lift the hips and find a forearm plank. So long, steady breaths here. Try not to let the hips drop too much or come up too high. So you want to be nice and long. Again, don't collapse through the shoulders. So push the mat away with the elbows. You've got this. Big breath in and a big breath out. Lower the knees. Send the hips back. Find child's pose. Beautiful. Coming back to your tabletop, setting the hands up. We're going to come to a full plank. You have the option to start in a full plank with the knees up. You can always drop the knees at any time and take a rest if you need. And we're going to alternate here from a high plank, drop the elbows down to a low plank, come back up onto the hands, high plank, low plank. We're going to do this 4 more times. So high, keep that core engaged, low, 3 more times, and low. Try to keep the hips steady. 2 more times, you got this, nice and strong. Should be nice and warm. Last one, lower down. Up onto the hands, take a big breath in. Big breath out as you lower the knees and come back to child's pose. Catch your breath. You should definitely be warm and the core should definitely be activated about now. We'll start to move into a bit of a flow, incorporating some core work as we go now. So just to really make sure that you're centered, take one big breath in through the nose and let it all out. Beautiful. Coming back towards your tabletop. Tuck the toes, activating the core, hover the knees. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Trying to make the inhales and the exhales the same length. One more big breath in. Exhale the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale forward through plank, hover here for a breath. And then place the foot between the hands at the front of the mat. Strong legs bring us up to a crescent lunge. Take a little breather. Don't forget to smile. Beautiful. Make sure you're not holding any tension through the neck. Big breath in and exhale, open up through Warrior Two. Flip the palm of the front hand. We're going to reach up and over to reverse the warrior. Leave the legs exactly where they are. Come back up through Warrior Two. Now we're going to move into a side angle. So we're going to drop this right hand or right elbow down onto the right knee and take the left arm up towards the sky. There's the option to stay here. You want to picture yourself stuck between 2 panes of glass. So really keep this left hip open and the left shoulder open. So option to stay here and enjoy this pose. Or if you want to add a little bit of extra strength through the core and the legs, with strong legs and an active core, you take the left hand out and reach the right hand out and reach the left hand with it and hover here. Try and keep the shoulder open still, not collapsing. Keep breathing long, steady breaths. One more big breath in. And exhale, come back through Warrior Two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands down onto the mat. Step forward to a forward fold. Beautiful. Grab opposite elbows. Have a little sway from side to side. Release the hands. Bending the knees, rolling up to standing. Beautiful. Bringing the head up last. Inhale the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. You can either step or you can take a little hop back to a high plank. I'm going to pause here for a few breaths, nice and strong. So the option to stay here or drop the knees, or maybe take the feet out as wide as the mat again. Take the right hand in front of you. Place it back down. Take the left hand in front of you. Keep smiling. And left hand down. Feet back to neutral. Big breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Catch your breath. Beautiful. Find a few moments of stillness here. I'm going to take the left leg up towards the sky. Come forward through plank. Hover here. See how high you can suck that knee in towards the chest. And then gently place it between the hands at the front of the mat, and strong legs bring you up to a crescent lunge. Catch your breath. Try not to lose too much of a connection with your breath. I know it's hard in a core class like this, but if you find yourself too puffed or too at a loss for the breath, then just take it back a step, take a rest, and rejoin us when you're ready. Beautiful, big breath in. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Legs where they are, flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Come back up through warrior two. Drop the left elbow onto the left knee. Take the right arm up and over. So again, option to stay here and just enjoy this. Or maybe with strong legs and an active core, you take the left hand parallel to the right. Long, steady breaths. Try and keep the inhale and the exhale the same length. Big breath in. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, reach up and over, reverse your warrior. Windmill hands down onto the mat. Step forward to a forward fold. Beautiful. Bend the knees. Rolling up to standing. Take the shoulders up towards the ears. Stand in mountain pose. Close the eyes and take a breath. So just because this is a bit of a stronger class doesn't mean that you can't still take some time for some stillness, take some time to catch your breath and reconnect with the practice. It's all about balance, so we can have the yin with the yang. Inhale the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, either step or take a little hop back to a plank. This time we're going to drop the elbow and then the other elbow, trying to keep the hips where they are and alternate between high and low plank. Beautiful. Keep breathing. Keep that core really strong. 2 more times. Lower down. Come back up. Lower down. And back up. Big breath in. Big breath out as you exhale. Bend the knees. Step up and back, downward facing dog. Okay, inhale the right leg up towards the sky. We're going to come forward, hug that knee in, see if you can touch the nose. Inhale the leg back up. Exhale, see if you can take the right knee to the right elbow. Keep it high. Inhale back up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale it high. This time come forward. See if you can keep the leg up as you lower slowly down onto the mat. Take a little cobra. And exhale down. Make a little pillow for your hands. Rest the head. Give the hips a little bit of a shake. Beautiful. We're going to move towards a gentle back bend into locust pose. So with strong legs, I want you to take the tops of the feet onto the mat and push them down. It'll lift, it'll activate the legs and lift the knees. Strong glutes to protect the lower back. Place the forehead on the mat and take the arms out by your side. As you inhale, using your core and the muscles in your back to lift the forehead and the chest, and take the arms out behind you. So reach the hands back towards the feet, keeping the feet pushed into the mat to start. 2 long steady breaths here. 1 more big breath in. And exhale. Take the opposite cheek onto the mat. Shake out the hips. We're going to move back towards that again. So, feet, tops of the feet into the mat, strong legs, strong glutes, strong core. Inhale as you lift. Option to stay here or exhale. See if you can bring your hands to a cactus shape to the side. Reach long in front, back to a cactus, out behind you. Reach the hands long, out to a cactus, reach them long in front, back to cactus, and reach long back, and then relax. Great job. Give the hips a little bit of a shake, take a rest. Beautiful. Take the hands down by the side, tuck the toes. We're going to head up to downward facing dog. Go through child's pose. So take the hips back. Take a breath in. And then exhale, hips up towards the sky. Now we're going to do the same on the left side. You know what's coming. Inhale the left leg up towards the sky. Come forward through plank. See if you can hunch your knee to your nose. Inhale, leg to the sky. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Keep it high. Inhale, back towards the sky. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, back towards the sky. Beautiful. We're going to come forward through plank again. See if you can keep the left leg up in the air as you slowly lower all the way down onto the mat. Take a little cobra. Then exhale, fold. I'm going to take a little stretch through the core, through the stomach muscles that we've been working so hard. So take the arms out in front of you. Again, it's a little back bend, so activate the legs and the glutes. And then with the hands in front of you, but with a little bend through the elbow, we're going to start to push through the hands to lift the chest high. And then find a sort of a deepness or a level that feels good for you. You can stay here or maybe start to walk the hands up a little bit. And take a few breaths. Don't rush into any kind of level of deepness. Just find a spot that feels good. Take a few breaths here. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Big breath in. Exhale. Make a little pillow. Shake out the hips. Beautiful. Bring the hands back under the shoulders, elbows tucked in. We're going to head back to downward facing dog again through child's pose. Take a big breath in. And exhale up to downward facing dog. I'm going to move through some side planks with a bit of a twist. So stop at any point that it gets too much for you, but feel free to give them all a go and then head back to the one that feels just right today. So inhale the right leg up towards the sky. You're going to come forward through plank. Bring that right knee in towards the chest, hug it high. Option to stay here, or take the right leg out to the left, out, straighten the leg. See if you can pivot on to the inside of the left foot, put the weight into the right hand, and take the left arm up towards the sky. Reach the hips high. Breathe here. Smile is always helpful. One more breath, you can do it. Big breath in, hips high. Exhale the left hand back down. Pick up the right leg, bring it back into the chest. Send it back up, three-legged dog. This time we're going to place the right foot back down. We're going to swivel the feet, stack them on top of each other, and come to a side plank on the left. See if you can shift the weight into the left leg, take the right arm up long. If this is too much on the wrist, then you can always come down onto your elbow. And if you need a little bit of a modification today, you can always take the right leg in front of you to help keep the hips high. So just choose an option today that feels good in your body. And from here, if you can bring the right hand back down, pivot the hips, and move to the other side. Take the left arm high. Big breath in, you got this. Exhale back to a plank, back to downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Do the other side and then a rest is coming. Inhale the left leg up towards the sky. Come forward through plank, hug it in, and then take it through to the right. Drop onto the inside of the right foot. And take the right arm up towards the sky, hips high. 2 more breaths, long and steady. And then the right hand comes back down. Left leg goes in towards the chest. Then back up towards the sky. Place it back down. Gonna swivel to the right, side plank on the right. Left arm up towards the sky, hips heavy. Always the option to use the leg to help. Oh, wobbles are good too. Beautiful. Slowly switch over to the other side. And then the hand goes back down. 1 more breath in a high plank. Exhale, drop the knees, take the hips back, child's pose. Rest here, you deserve it. Gently walking the hands over towards the left, feeling a nice stretch. Sorry, hands to the right, feeling a nice stretch through the left of the body. And then taking the hands this time to the left, feeling a stretch through the right side body. Coming back to center. Take a few more breaths in child's pose. And slowly roll up. So we're sitting on our knees. I'm going to gently stretch out through the front. So we're going to move towards a camel pose. Lots of different options here. So you can come up onto your knees. Come up onto the toes of the back of the feet. Roll the shoulders back. Take the hands to the lower back to support. Activate the glutes. Take the elbows closer towards each other. Start to send the hips forward and the chest up. So very gentle back bend and a nice opening through the core. And then coming back up. So give the wrists a bit of a shake. We're going to move into that again. So the option is to stay with the first variation. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, set yourself up the same, So the feet stay up on the toes. This time you reach the left hand back and see if you can reach onto your heels. Take the right hand the same. Hips go forward, heart goes up. The head can go wherever the neck feels comfortable, so feel free to keep it up or you can drop it back. Using the core to bring yourself back up. Just keeping the toes up, we're going to sit back onto the heels for a breath. Close the eyes, let the hands fall into the lap. This is a good stretch through the toes, but it can be quite intense. So just keep breathing. See how long you can sit with it. We're not going to be here for very long. Try and find a sense of calm and stillness with the breath again. You've been working hard, so well done. Beautiful. You can always come up and give the toes a bit of a rest if it gets too much. We're going to move back and do one more camel. So choose the option that feels good for you. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, you can come up and take the feet flat onto the mat and reach back from there. So just give the feet a little bit of a stretch, tap the tops of the feet into the mat, and we'll do one more camel. So set yourself up, either variation 1 or variation 2 or variation 3 to take the tops of the feet flat onto the mat if that feels good. We're just going to hold this for 3 breaths. Gently coming back up. Bringing the hands back, come to a tabletop. Just let the spine reset back to neutral. We're going to inhale the right arm up towards the sky and exhale, thread the needle, drop the right shoulder and the head onto the mat. And take the left arm up towards the sky, maybe onto the lower back, or maybe it can wrap around and touch the opposite thigh. Great job. Taking the left hand back down, push through the hand to bring yourself back. Take the left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Left shoulder goes onto the mat, drop the head. Take the right arm either up onto the lower back, or maybe it can wrap around to the opposite. And then bringing that right hand back down, pushing yourself up, sitting back onto the heels, and then just coming over onto the side to take the legs straight out in front. Give the legs a bit of a shake. We're going to move to we're going to move into from here we're going to move into a twist. So bring the right leg in, legs straight out in front of you. From here we're going to bend the knees up, shimmy the bum forward. We're just going to take a quick boat pose before we come into rest. So options are to just come up onto the toes. You want to keep a nice neutral spine. So you can take the hands behind the thighs and help open the chest. Feel free to stay here if that's enough for you today. Or maybe you can start to bring one leg up and see if you can bring the opposite leg up and hover. You want to make sure that the spine is still nice and neutral, that you're not scooping, and you have a nice open chest. Breathing here. If this feels good, you can maybe try to take the left hand and then the right hand out. So really using the core to keep yourself up. Big breath in. And then exhale. Tuck yourself into a nice little ball. Give yourself a hug. Excellent. We're going to come back, do that one more time. One last little push before our rest. So find an option. If you can, come up to a high boat, then do it. Big breath in. And then exhale. See if you can lower slowly to a low boat. And then lay back down. Hug the knees into the chest. Well-deserved hug. Give the hips a rock from side to side. Excellent. I'm going to take the feet onto the mat. Keep the feet together, the knees bent. And start to drop the knees out to the side. Take one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the heart, and close the eyes. We're going to rest like this for a few minutes today. You've all worked super hard. It's a challenging class, especially when there's that much core work involved. So be really kind to yourself. Allow the space to rest. Use the exhales to melt any tension in the body. Feel it getting heavier with each exhale. Focusing on the breath, breathing in what you need, breathing out what you don't. Gently taking the hands to the outside of the legs, helping bring the knees back together. Walk the feet to the outside of the mat and then drop the knees in together. Take the hands back, one to the belly, one to the heart. Feel free to enjoy this well-deserved rest for as long as you like, or you can move in to a normal Shavasana. I'm just going to come up to close the class. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. It was a bit of a different style class, a bit stronger, a bit more focused on one particular area. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did. I'd love to hear from you. And whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, rest of the week, the weekend, I wish you a very happy one. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again next time.